So I felt really compelled about making this video as I go to drop off a return package, and I was like, what better time to do it than right now? I want to talk about friends, and friends who do things without you expecting them to do certain things because you thought they were your real friends. And then I want to briefly talk about putting yourself in positions to find some better friends, some good friends. And when I said that I felt compelled to do this, it's because I just went on one of the best weekend trips of my life, and I probably made lifelong relationships with some of those people that I never thought I would have otherwise met. Now, the first part about friends doing things that you never would expect them to, I had someone recently tell me that they were going to go on this trip with me, that it'll be super fun, it'll be amazing, we could go together, and I was super stoked. I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and, plan this thing, send me the details. I'd be super, super happy to go on this trip with you. It'd be super memorable. I would, bring obviously my camera, film it all, make a little movie out of it. It'd be fun. The day right after I come back from this retreat, I went on Friday, Saturday, I came back Sunday, and today is Monday. I find out that person had gone on this incredible trip by themselves and with two other people that we know extremely well. I was like, oh, that's super interesting because I didn't know about this. And that person who told me that they wanted to go on this trip with me, they never told me anything, asked me anything, and they just went. Now, I know you guys may be thinking that, look, Neil, the other person is entitled to do whatever the hell they want. They don't have to tell you twice before they go somewhere. They don't always have to invite you to things. And I completely agree. But in my head, I'm battling between, how can I trust this person? How can I trust someone that tells me one thing, then does the other, especially someone who I consider to be a really good friend? And I think in life, it's good to understand that people will make promises to you that they will never, ever deliver on, and they'll tell you things that you think they genuinely mean them, but they'll turn around and do the exact opposite from what you had expected them to. And I guess it is my fault for having certain expectations, but from now on, I know the type, not only the type of person that they are, but to know that anything they ever do tell me, it'll be with a giant grain of salt. I'm not upset at all. It's actually pretty funny to me that this happens because it just gives me even more clarity and calmness and peace about the type of person that they are. Enough with that. Let's talk about the fun stuff. On the other hand, I went on this super courageous, brave retreat that I honestly never thought I would say yes to. I was super hesitant, didn't want to go all the way up until a couple hours before I had to leave, but I was like, you know what, F it. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to make the 4-hour drive. The person who put together this retreat personally invited me, and I was like, okay. It was a retreat for a bunch of startup entrepreneurs and creatives and artists in the world who have done really, really cool things, and he invited me. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to not be a bitch and say no. I'm going to do this. But in my head, hours prior to leaving and the days beforehand, I was telling myself all these things that just clearly not true, and I was telling myself all these things out of fear. And it sucked because it was just more self-doubt, being okay, are the interactions that are going to be awkward? Why am I doing this? What is the point? I could just stay at home, not have to make this 4.5-hour drive. But I'm glad that I went, because as soon as I went, after maybe one or two awkward interactions, because I was a little bit nervous, I felt comfortable. And I told myself that, you know what, kid, you belong here, because as uncomfortable as this makes you, it is the exact place that you need to be to grow as a person. It was a 2-day retreat, and in less than 42, maybe less than 48 hours for sure, I had made probably some of the best lifelong relationships and friendships that I will ever build. And that's the God honest truth. Doing something that I never thought I would do. I went, met some incredible people, honestly met the type of people that made me feel that I'm not alone in this world with the things that I struggle with, creatively, personally, professionally. It gave me the validation that we are all just human, young people just trying to figure things out. And those are the exact experiences that I need to have. One that give me comfort and validation to know that I don't have to have everything figured out, but on the other hand, also know that I need to light a fire under my ass because these people are doing fucking incredible things, and I need to go out there and do more cool shit. I need to create more cool shit. Hence why I felt really compelled to make this video, like I said at the beginning, and I'm going to do that. And moving forward, I know that me making that hard decision, doing the thing that caused so much discomfort, is the exact reason why I find peace in having the relationships that I formed over the past 48 hours and the peace that I find in knowing who a certain type of person actually is. And that false perception that I have of who they were, it's not there anymore. So I'm killing two birds with one stone. So if you're someone out there who has friends in their life, who you have a weird gut feeling behind, your intuition is telling you something different, that there is something off, follow that intuition. If your gut is also telling you that this thing may be super uncomfortable because the people there, I may not fit in, I may not know what to say, not know what to do, I highly encourage you to take on that opportunity, because that discomfort is the exact thing you need to make better fucking friends and finding more people in your life that actually resonate with you, who you are as a person, and what your message is.